So I watched the Supergirl movie that was made in 1984 in preparation for the new Supergirl movie, and this movie is just so weird and so terrible that I had to make a video about it. So the movie starts off and we're shown Argo, which is the planet which Kara lives on, and it was a part of Krypton, but then Krypton exploded and blew up, but Argo was still fine because it was moved to like a separate dimension slash lake. I'll explain that. I'll explain that part later. So Argo was a part of Krypton, but it's not anymore. Now it's its own little pocket dimension thing. And Argo is powered by this thing called the Omega Hedron, which is basically this all-powerful MacGuffin type thing, which can do anything. That's pretty much what it can do. It's kind of that movie thing where it's like, do you want to create life? It can do that. Do you want to destroy a planet? It can do that. Do you want it to power a planet? It can also do that. It's the MacGuffin. That's what it is. It's this movie's MacGuffin. And this thing is incredibly powerful. As I said, it powers all of Argo. And because of that, this dude just walks up to it, grabs it, and just starts playing with it. You know, which is what you would do. You know, you have the most powerful thing in the universe. You know, you would do magic tricks with it. And eventually, he loses it. It's like slips out of his fingers, and then it flies out the window, and it's gone. The most powerful thing in the universe just flies out the window and it's gone. So everyone's freaking out. You know, they're like, this powered our planet. We're all going to die now. So Kara just walks on up to the one and only spaceship, because why would you have multiple spaceships? You would only have one. And she leaves within the spaceship to follow the Omega Hedron. And when it lands on Earth, it lands right into a witch's picnic basket, which is very interesting because one, how many witches are on Earth? Is this like a common thing? And two, how many witches are having picnic? The fact that it would like land precisely right into like the basket is really shocking, and I want to know the odds on that. So yeah, that's Kara's enemy for the movie. It's this witch, and I know you're gonna say, oh well, that's cool because Kryptonians are weak to magic, as you know, but I don't think that's what these people were going for. I don't think at all they knew that Kryptonians were weak to magic. I think they just kind of needed a villain and they didn't want to use kryptonite, so they were just like, I don't know, what's a thing that we can do? What's an evil person? Oh, a witch. Easy. I don't think magic had anything to do with it. So Kara also lands on Earth. Her pod flies right into the water, and then we see her just emerge from a lake in her Supergirl outfit. That's I'm not even kidding. That's literally all we see is just her emerge from the beach with her Supergirl outfit already made. And instead of looking for the Omega Hedron like she was supposed to do, she goes and joins a school and wants to play baseball. So even though she's from an alternate planet, knows nothing about Earth, all of a sudden she just knows everything about Earth and can do like weird 1970s Superman magic. She gets enrolled into a prep primary school and she forges her documentation because she knows how to do that. And she gets into the school so she can play baseball with some new friends. So this is where the movie now officially moves from a superhero movie to a teen hijinks movie. Anyways, the woman that founds the Omega Hedron is in love with a worker that works at the school. She's in love with a landscaper. And instead of using the Omega Hedron to make him fall in love with her, she uses her witch magic to make a love potion, which she slips to the guy. And the way the love potion works is basically the first person that he sees from waking up from the trance, he'll fall in love with. And surprise, surprise, guess who he sees when waking up from the trance? It's Supergirl, you know? So he falls in love with Supergirl, or he doesn't. I'm still not quite sure on it because he falls in love with her and then he falls out of love with her, but then he falls in love with her again. So I don't really know if he likes her or not. And this man is very clearly an adult, and she's pretending to be a high schooler as well. So that's not creepy at all either. But, you know, we're not going to talk about that. I mean, maybe she's like 100 because, you know, she's an alien. There's a moment where she has to put out a fire in this movie, a tire fire, and she slams into a water tower to let it out. That I remember that happens in the movie. And, oh, you know, you can't set off tire fires with water. I know that from The Simpsons. Oh, and the love interest that she has also is in a digger, and she has to, like, rip it off to save him. And I know you're saying, John, you kind of just jumped to that. Well, that's kind of what happens in this movie. She also saves him from a bumper car. That's what this movie is. It's basically the witch putting the guy in like weird situations and then Kara just saving him. It's pretty weird. The movie ends with Kara just getting sent to the Phantom Zone because she is, And while she's in the Phantom Zone, she meets the guy that lost the Omegahedron in the first place. And she's like, I want to escape. And he's like, no, we can't escape. And then he's like, wait a minute, we can escape. He switched up on her. He didn't think they could, but then they could escape. But of course, he dies and she escapes. And then she fights a dragon and then she wins and then she flies into a lake. And yes, I'm not kidding. That's how this movie ends, with her just flying into a lake. That's it. 10 out of 10 would highly recommend this movie. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody who watches my videos. I really do. I'm so grateful that I make content that I know not a lot of people watch, but the fact that I still get some people to watch it makes me very happy. So I really appreciate all of you. Please like, please subscribe, maybe check out another one of my videos. Have a great day and see you later.